Hey everybody, welcome to Fortunate Creations. Welcome back. I'm Kim, and this is day 14. I almost wrote 13. This is day 14 of the Santa Cloth Challenge. So today's stitch is the Alpine stitch in beige. So a little backstory in case you are not sure what the Santa Cloth Challenge is. Behind me is like an advent tree. It is made out of little gift bags. Inside the little gift bags are pieces of paper like this. During Coffee with Kim one day, I had all of the people in chat that wanted to play write down a stitch and a color. I drew them all out. I wrote them on pieces of paper and I shuffled them up and put them in there. So each day I have no idea what stitch or color I'm going to need. And it's all got to be out of my cotton yarn. So today was the Alpine stitch in beige. Let me find my book and I'll tell you what we've had so far, because this is day 14. So let me try to find it. Okay, here we go. Day 1, crossed double in red. Day 2 was the lemon peel in yellow. Day 3, front post double crochet in white. 4 is a single crochet rose. 5 is a moss stitch in black. 6 is the popcorn stitch in purple. 7 was double crochet in turquoise. 8 was the half double in green. 9 was the crunch stitch in blue. 10 is the iris stitch in yellow. 11 is the basket stitch in tan. 12 was the window stitch in black. 13 was the half double crochet in hot pink. And then today is the Alpine stitch in beige. So what I do is I do a kitchen towel set complete with a matching hand soap. So I do the full-size kitchen towel in the assigned stitch. And then I do either a hot plate, a washcloth, and a scrubby, or a washcloth, scrubby, whatever, however you want to use it, the 3-piece set. And then I will take a foaming hand soap that matches the color. Let's see what I have for beige. Well, seriously, you can't get any better than this. There we go. Today's soap is cherry almond shortbread. It goes perfect with the beige. So that is what we're going to use. Okay, so I think at the end of the series, when I get to day 25, I'm going to show each one of these. So that'll be a longer video. But for right now, I'm starting the Alpine stitch. So the Alpine stitch starts with any chain of odd numbers. So as I do with all my other cloths, I'm starting with 31. Then you turn your work and you, in the 5th stitch from the hook, you put in a double crochet and then you do a double crochet all the way across. So that's where I'm at right now. I've got to go watch the rest of it. I think the next one is front post half doubles. I'm not positive. So I'm going to go watch a little bit of a tutorial and I will be back. Of course, I'm watching Crystal from Bag O' Day. So you'll be seeing her pattern, her tutorial advice, if you will. But anyway, I'm going to go watch a little bit more and then I'll be back to show you the next couple of steps. So the next step is you're going to do a single crochet all the way across. Whoops. So why am I doing a half double? Because my brain defaults to half double. So single crochet all the way across. That seems pretty easy, right? Hey, I won't make you suffer through this with me. So I'll come back when I am all the way at the end of the row and I know what I'm doing next. So stay tuned. So far, it's the row of doubles is your base row and then a row of single crochet. Here we go. Okay, so the next row is a little tricky. You chain 2, turn your work. You're going to do a single or a double crochet right here, and then you're going to go to the very first double crochet of your first base row, and you're going to do a front post double. And then you're going to alternate every other double. One will be a regular double crochet at the top. Well, the next one will be the front post double. Back and forth all the way to the end. And I'm halfway through this before I realized I was supposed to be filming, so I'm not pulling it out to start over. But all I'm doing is alternating every other stitch. One's a regular double crochet. One is a drop down all the way to the first base row of the double crochets I did there. And just as a side note, I did do that base row in the back bump, as I always do, because I really like it. Because when I finish the towel, I like to have a row here where I can do my single crochets all the way around. So, all right, here we're about a little more than halfway through. And I love drop down stitches anyway. So, and just keep in mind when you're doing the drop downs, don't make it too tight. You don't want it to buckle too much. Okay. Give it some room. Let it be nice and baggy. I'm liking this stitch so far. Just got to keep it straight which one is the front post double and which one is the regular double. Make sure you don't get them messed up and bunch them up too much. All right, coming to the end. I'll show you how this looks as soon as I'm done. The last stitch is just going to be regular double crochet. Remember, check your stitches. Make sure you're keeping the same amount of stitches all the way across. You want to make sure you're not adding or taking away any stitches. Okay, so there we go. This is how it's going to look so far. Pretty neat. Stay tuned. I'll show you the rest of the repeat as soon as I know it. Okay, so this pattern is a 4-row repeat. So the next row after the front post doubles is you're going to do a row of single crochet all the way across. So I'll do a few of them with you after I untangle my yarn here. I'll do a few of them with you. And then I will finish it up and let you know what the final repeat row is. Okay. And again, keep an eye on your stitches. Make sure you're not dropping or adding any. All right. Okay, so the last row of the repeat is pretty much a repeat of the second row of the repeat, only you're doing the alternate stitches that you didn't drop down last time. So for every one of the regular double crochets, I'm going to do a front post drop down. For every one of the front post drop downs, I'm going to be doing regular double crochets. So that's how that's going to work. And I'm going to finish out this row. So you're just kind of lining up every one of the drop downs on this row previous is now just a regular double, and every one of the regular doubles you're going to drop down and do a front post on it. So there we go. All right, I'm going to finish this, and then I'm going to try to do a couple rows of the repeat to see if I actually have processed it. So I'll let you see when I get a few more rows in there. Okay, so I have to admit this took a bit longer than I thought it would. I actually ended up pulling it out twice and starting over because my stitch just didn't look right. Now I'm happy with how it looks, and I'm actually adding in the contrast color. I'm actually confident to the fact that I finally have the stitch right. At first I didn't. It just wasn't looking right. It wasn't feeling right. And then I realized it was a 4-row repeat, and I was actually only doing 3 rows. I was forgetting one of the rows. So I pulled it all out and I started over, and now it looks good. So here I am about this far in. And actually it's been a few hours. I did go visit my daughter and my grandson. And we had lunch and we hung out for a while, and now I'm back to do this. So it was worth it. But of course now it's 4:30 in the afternoon. And I'm trying to get this done because I still have the other 2 towels to make that go with it. So again, we're rushing a little bit, but that's fine. It's coming out really pretty. And I think on this row, I'm going to bring back in the tan. So I'm going to go ahead and trim this off, and I'm going to bring in the tan and finish off the cloth with that. This is a really cool stitch. I like it. Once I got the hang of it, it took me a minute. And And even like I was learning it from Bag O Day, and she even said it's an intermediate stitch. So I don't feel so bad that I struggled with it, but wasn't what I expected. So here we go. And again, I'm going to do a row of single around the outside, so it doesn't matter that this sits here like this. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this tight, and I'm going to finish off the cloth. And then I will get back to you when I'm tapered enough to put the handle on. Just wanted to give you an update. Okay, so I have the cloth big enough now, and I'm doing the handle. I think it looks kind of neat with that line in the middle like that. That's pretty cool. Again, these won't show because I'm going to do the line or the border of single crochet around the whole thing. So I'm just going to do this row, see where we line up, see how many rows more I need of the handle. Then we're going to pick our button. I'm sure I have a pretty cool button somewhere in there. I need many more rows. So I'm going to keep going with this. And as I always do, when I was ready to start the taper, I went to a regular half double. And then I decrease on both ends so that it decreases evenly on both sides. And then I get down to 4 or 5 stitches, and there's the handle. I might go back to the other way of doing the handle, but for right now, I'm really enjoying this old-fashioned feel to the... Remember you used to go to your grandmother's house and you'd have the regular towels that had the crocheted top? And this is how they looked. So that's the feel I'm giving these. And again, I can thank Miss C for showing me how she was doing hers. And I was like, you know what? I like that. So I'm going to go ahead. It was quicker the other way, but I kind of like... I like these. So we're going to keep doing this for now. Let's see. So the hot plate and the scrubby will be next. After we finish this, pick the button and do the seam around the outside, or the border around the outside. Let me put this down here. And I think one more row in the button row, and we're good. Okay, I thought it was many more. It's not. It's one more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop right here. I'm going to pick the button, and then I'll know how big the buttonhole row should be. We don't want to make it too big or too small, right? So I'm going to pull that up, set it down, and grab the box of buttons. Okay. Let's look for a nice tan button. There's one. There's one. There's a pretty cool one. If I can find a needle to go through that one, I'd like to use that one. So let's set this down. And the deciding factor will be if I can get a needle to go through. Voila. Okay, so I think I need a chain of 3. So I'm going to go ahead, 1, 2, 3. Connect it to the other side. And let's just make sure it's not too big. Because remember, you want the first time to kind of pull a little bit. I think I actually might take it off and make it a chain of 2. Because like I said, I want it to pull a little bit the first time. So I'm going to go ahead and do a chain of 2. And cinch it right over here. Let's see how that looks. Will it go through there? Yeah, see, so I'm going to have to force it a little bit for the first time, and that's how I want it. All right, I'm going to go ahead, and I'm going to do single crochet all the way around the cloth. Now, with the way you taper it in and the way you do the sides and all that, try to do it just as evenly as you can. It's very hard to get 1 stitch per row because sometimes it's just really hard to line them up. So do the best you can to get 1 row of single crochet evenly spaced out around the cloth. You don't want to bunch them up too much. You don't want to spread them out too much. And sometimes it's a little thick, so you got to go down further, make the stitch a little wider. But for the most part, try to make them as consistent as possible. Because while you go down the whole side, it's going to be a little difficult. Across the bottom will be a little bit easier, but for the most part, you're fighting a battle here, trying to even out stitches when really the count's not that even, right? Am I making any sense, or am I just babbling? I might be just babbling. That's all right. We're getting it done. The Alpine stitch in beige. I am still trying to write that song. Of course, I'll only do it to the 12 days of Christmas, and then maybe I'll do the second 12 days of Christmas. On the 24th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Can we do that? Let's see. I'll see if I can make a song. You guys know if I put my mind to it, I should be able to. I think little parody songs are fun anyway, no matter how badly I sing them. Okay. I'm getting down into the meat and potatoes of the... Ooh, potatoes. That sounds like good for dinner. I wonder if I have any mashed potatoes in there. I don't think so. None of that are good anyway. Okay. Now you'll notice when I brought in the contrasting colors, I didn't color control it because I wanted it to just come out naturally. You know what I mean? How it came off the skein. So I did not color control it, but I think it looks pretty cool as it is. So we'll get this done all the way down here. And I do have to do another somebody so that I'll have someone to put in for day 15 when I pull it tomorrow morning at, oh, that reminds me, I'm not going to be here Monday, so I'm going to have to, I'm going to have to figure that out. I have to pull one on Monday, but I don't know. Maybe I'll pull 2 tomorrow. I'll have to see what they want me to do. So what I'll do is during live tomorrow, I'll just ask the people in chat if they want me to pick 2 tomorrow or 2 on Tuesday. Probably be easier to pick 2 tomorrow. Then I'm not working and everything as well. So we'll find out. Because I will have about 3 hours at work on Monday where I will be there without having to report anywhere. So I could get some crocheting done there. I could probably just wait up in the teacher's lounge. Let's see if I can crochet up there. Or you know what? For 3 hours, I could come home. But we'll see. We'll see how the party goes. I'm excited. So I think the party is like from 8 to 9:30, and then school starts. And then I report for my job at 11. I'm really excited for the party. First holiday gathering at a new job. I got to get better at remembering names, so I'm going to really try hard to remember names as I'm introduced to everybody. I know about 5 or 6 of them now that I deal with every day, but most of them I don't. And a lot of them I know just by their last names, because the kiddos are supposed to call us by our last names. Anyway, I am halfway around this. Going back up the other side. Come on. There we go. Tucking the tail as I go. Save myself a step. I was actually surprised at how much I struggled with this stitch, but I do like it. It really comes out really pretty when you're done. So it will be one I'm using again, for sure. I will write it down in my new stitch journal that I'm starting for my year 2 of my YouTube channel. Year 2, imagine that. And we're growing slowly but surely. So welcome to all the new subscribers. Welcome to all the new members. It's looking really good. I am honored to have you guys spend time with me. Anytime you spend with me, I really am. And anytime somebody says, so-and-so told me to come check you out, or so-and-so told me your channel is fun, that warms my heart too. So thank you all very much for the kind words that you share about me, because it really means a lot to me. I am blessed with a really great group of people. So if it's your first time watching one of my videos, stick around. You're going to like it here. I used to say in one of my intros, I think you're going to like it here. You're going to like it here. I'm surrounded by the best people, and it makes me very happy and proud to say that. Okay. Just a little bit further to go, so you might as well stick around. I got 2 ponchos to get done before Christmas. One of them should work up pretty quickly. It's actually using blanket yarn, and it's a Santa Claus one. I will show you guys that soon. Okay, here we go. Last few stitches. And remember, I always go over the buttonhole as well with the row of singles because it reinforces it and makes it look nicer. Okay. And here we go. Final few stitches around the turn. That is the button loop. And then we're just going to sew that button on. 2. And then right here to the side. Okay. Now, one last one to make it look nice and even. Snip that off. Looks good, right? Like that. Now, I'm going to stitch this in, and then I'm going to go ahead and sew the button on. So hang tight. Okay, so I have the seam around the outside done, or the edging around the outside done, and I'm going to now attempt to thread the needle. And I say that lightly because, haha, big bucks, no whammies. I got it the first time. So now I just got to make sure you measure where you want the button to go. Right smack dab in the middle. Right there. And don't stab yourself. Okay, so I'm going to set that there. I mean, you could go as much as counting how many stitches over and this and that, but you can probably eyeball it to where the middle is. And then go ahead and sew that button on. As I say in every one of the videos, make sure you sew that button on very well. Because if your kitchen towels are anything like mine, they're not going to have a simple life for sure. They're going to get pulled on and twisted and washed and scrubbed and tugged and you name it. They're going to get beat up on. So just make sure you get that button right on there as good as you can. Do not be shy with how many times you go back and forth. And then go ahead and tie the knot. All right. So for the scrubby, I actually used, the color here is Sable. So I did 36 rows on the small Addy for the Sable for the scrubby. It came out really good. Let me hide this tail, get rid of that. And then for the hot plate, or if you want to use it as an oven mitt, warming plate, whatever you want to call it, I went ahead and I used the contrasting color for the whole thing. So let's take a look and see at the set. You ready? So here is the Alpine stitch. I love it. If you can do doubles, singles, and front post doubles, you can do the Alpine stitch. Just pay attention. I didn't pay attention. It took me a couple times. And then I did a granny square of the contrasting color. Hang that on there like that. And then I did the scrubby. I left the bottom open so you could put your hand in, scrub, left that bottom open. You can close it if you like. Did some loops of there. Okay. And then we button it up, and that's how we present. Ta-da! There's the set. Came out really pretty. And here is the soap that goes with it. There we go. There it is. Day 14, the Alpine stitch in beige. There you go. All right, so if you like it, please do the like, the subscribe, the save, hit the bell, do all that fun stuff. And please go ahead and check out all the rest of them. I have 13 other videos right now on the Santa Cloth Challenge. This is day 14. So catch up on all the others and join me tomorrow morning, 8:30 Eastern Time for Coffee with Kim, where we're going to draw day 15 and maybe day 16. I'll let you know. But remember, always be happy, be kind, and be creative. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.